Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the Hot Moving Podcast, and Stephen A. Smith responds yet again to Marcellus Wiley. He's responding to Marcellus Wiley, responding to him being on the Breakfast Club, and in this response, he refuses to use Max Kellerman's name, saying that he's not going to, name him. And I mentioned that in my video, like, yo, stop mentioning Max Kellerman's name. Max Kellerman has been quiet. Leave him alone. So Stephen A. Smith says, I love Marcellus Wiley. I have nothing but love for him, or I did have love for him. And, he's not going to continue this back and forth, or at least he's not going to disparage Marcellus Wiley on any level, right? He's saying that Marcellus Wiley has been really kind to him while he was a colleague with him at ESPN. Okay, and Stephen A. Smith's whole attitude is it's a back down type of approach in a way, but really not. He's like, for Marcellus Wiley to question, or why would a white man he's scared of a white man's intelligence, and why would a black man question him? But like, Marcellus Wiley said nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Marcellus Wiley has come to bat for Max Kellerman. The need for Marcellus Wiley to push this, that's his own agenda. However, that being an agenda, Marcellus Wiley is not really wrong in what he's saying. I mean, I think they've beaten a dead horse. It should be done with, in my opinion. But in this case, though, for Stephen A. Smith to continue to address it, and then not only, he gives this talk of basically not wanting to ruffle any more feathers or cause any problems with Marcellus Wiley. At the same time, he takes a shot at Jason Whitlock. Now, look, he doesn't even name Jason Whitlock. He calls him a fat. He calls him a fat He calls him a fat bastard, right? That's the fat bastard. The fat bastard he's talking about is Jason Whitlock, right? But okay, fine. You talk about black people, ripping on each other. People have accused Stephen A. Smith of black people, of you ripping on black people, right? Okay, so Jason Whitlock, we get his whole stance. We know what Jason Whitlock does. That's his platform. He does those type of things. I don't agree with a lot of what Jason Whitlock says, but every now and then Jason Whitlock, he can make a point here and there if I'm going to be objective. But, to go ahead and name call Jason Whitlock is foul. So what is the real Stephen A. Smith? Is Stephen A. Smith the guy who brings black people together, or is he the guy who, or does he pretend to be the guy who brings black people together, but at the same time, you cut people down yourself? I mean, remember the whole Kyrie Irving situation? I know Kyrie Irving is an absolute nutcase, and he can be. However, you've been on him. You've been one of his biggest critics. You know what I'm saying? So make up your mind, Stephen A. Smith. What type of black person you want to be? If you champion black people so much, and you are so ready to clap back, or your version of clapping back at times is to lay low. I mean, let's not forget, just a couple weeks ago, you was in this heated exchange with Terrell Owens. So at this point, your track record has shown you to be the black divider. You are the ultimate black divider. So Stephen A. Smith can have these, make these videos about, what, I have nothing but love for Marcellus Wiley, and but why would he question, why would a black man's intelligence be questioned? Like, I'd be challenged or threatened by a white man, Like, yo, you're the one bringing race into it. You're the one bringing divide into it, man. And this is crazy with Stephen A. Smith. It's just like, you at a point you used to look at Stephen A. Smith as here as like in my younger days when I was a wee lad, of Stephen A. Smith being the prominent black voice in sports media. Now it's the clown act, the prominent clown black voice in sports media, and this just adds credence to that. And he doesn't do himself any favors. Fix that situation with Terrell Owens. Fix the situation with Max Kellerman. If you're not going to do that, then let it go. Let it be. So that's my rant on Stephen A. Smith, man. I'm I'm over the situation with Max Kellerman, but in Marcellus Wiley, Stephen A. Smith, but at the same time, I definitely lean towards Marcellus Wiley's points a lot in the situation. But then Stephen A. Smith, my real gripe or issue with Stephen A. Smith is he tries to be this black leader, right? But at every turn, you're right there when it comes to the divide. You want to accuse people like Jason Whitlock of dividing black people, and he does at times, for sure, but that's what he does, but in a way, you are also doing the same exact thing. You're no different in a lot of ways. You're just in a different package, in a different form, so something to think about for y'all. Let me know what y'all think about all of this. Thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe if you care to do so. I'd appreciate it. I'm out.